Hey folks, welcome to Belgrade Beat, and today we're going to talk about cost of living in Serbia, what you can get for different amounts of money for different lifestyles. Let's go. Belgrade Beat, the pulse of the city. Today we got Tristan on the show, and it was really funny because 4 years ago when I was first making the cost of living in Serbia video, he walked up to me and recognized me from the channel and came into the shot, and we discussed the actual topic that I was talking about. So he messaged me, and you're back here today to make the follow-up video for that. So how's it going, man?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm fine. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. So you're originally you grew up in Switzerland, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
And at the time, 4 years ago, you said that you could have a decent life here for 600 euros a month.
That's right. That's right.
And
that's right.
maybe has your lifestyle changed at all since then? Do you need more money to live here now? Have your tastes got more fancy?
Well, I'd say I was a little mistaken. I mean, it does depend on your lifestyle, how much you spend, what do you need, like how you want to live. But
compared to Switzerland, it's a deal,
okay,
though.
it is a big difference, yeah, for sure. But I'd say I said 600. Yeah, if you want to live modestly,
Like a local, let's say.
like yeah, 500, 600. You can live like a local, modestly without doing much.
I think my current lifestyle here costs about 1,200 euros a month for my basic expenses as an individual. Living alone in the city center, eating all the great food that I like. I mostly eat at home, cooking with wonderful Serbian ingredients. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to share the screen here, and we'll look at the numbeo.com website here, which has some excellent information that you can also, if you want to contribute, you can look at this. So let's look at what this website thinks. So, the unfortunate part is, the average monthly net salary in Belgrade is 500 euros a month after taxes. And so you can understand why people complain a lot that it's hard to live here, right?
For sure. No, you can't do much with 500, 600. I think as a starting salary, you need 700 is it's
decent.
Yeah, it's decent. Yeah.
Yeah. And definitely we do like to see people succeeding here in Serbia and having the lifestyle of their dreams. But, if you have any sort of foreign income, like a job online, like I do, or some sort of good job with any sort of tech company here, will give you what you need to live. So, basically, so how much does it cost to live in Switzerland, just to compare?
The lowest, I mean, they don't have an exact minimum wage, but 3,000 Swiss francs, which amounts to 2,650, 2,700 euros, is like really the strict minimum to survive, and it's like you're really low. And
so let's compare like living in Switzerland with Belgrade, for example. So if you look at the bottom here, you've got the average net salary in Switzerland is 5,890 euros, whereas here's 515, almost 10 times as much money. And if you look at the apartment prices, like if you want to live in the city center, a one-bedroom apartment, does this seem about right? Like 1,700 euros?
1,700 city center, and one bedroom. That's Zurich. I'd say so, because Zurich is like one of the most expensive. Geneva's slightly cheaper. I mean, I have a friend of mine who's in Geneva, and he pays, I think, 1,250 for a one-bedroom apartment, and he's close to the city center.
Yeah. So I know this is accurate because a one-bedroom in the city center, 350 euros, is exactly what I pay.
With utilities?
No. Not including utilities.
Not including.
Not including utilities, but let's see.
Yeah, you have utilities here on.
That's right. So in Belgrade, it says it's 142 for an 85 square meter apartment. Yeah, that's pretty much. Mine's a little smaller, like 50 55. So the basic expense of having your own place in the city center works out to about 500 euros, let's say. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe mine is about 450 in the summer. It's electric heating. So, yeah. That's the baseline, folks. And if you compare that to anywhere like Switzerland, Canada, Western Europe, it's a deal, folks. And so that's the basic, to have an apartment. But where are you living right now?
I'm in Zemun.
Okay,
And then,
cool.
well, before when I was here in the city center, like real close by from here, I would pay with utilities for a 42 square meter apartment, and it was refurbished, like renovated.
Nice. Yeah.
It was nice. It wasn't super modern, but it was renovated, and it was real nice. And I paid I paid for from 2000 end of the year 2017 to like 2000 end of the year 2018 to 380 with utilities.
That's pretty
so
good.
That was a good.
But it was like a studio apartment, was it?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
But it was still I thought it was a good price.
Yeah.
I paid more after the landlord raised the rent like slightly, and I didn't want to move, so I stayed.
Yeah.
And so now in Zemun I'm paying, but I have I'm in 65 square meters.
Okay, how much is that?
I'm paying too much, 450, but I'm going to move probably.
But Zemun is including bills or before?
With bills. With bills.
Included.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not so bad. Zemun is one of those neighborhoods that people see as an up-and-coming neighborhood because it's a little bit more calm than the city center of Belgrade.
Yes, that's true.
And basically people like it because of that. But me personally, I wouldn't live there because I like to be close to everything.
Okay.
That's my main consideration, and that's why where I live now in Palilula, the city part of Palilula, is the best for me. So, okay, what about your other expenses in Belgrade? If you can pay 380 or 450 rent, then what do you spend the rest of your money on? Mostly food, I'd imagine.
Food, and yeah.
Do you mostly eat out?
No, I eat a lot out. I eat out. I don't cook much.
Local food or international food?
Everything, mix. Really. But I like food in general. So yeah.
Yeah. Me too. I'm a big foodie, but I mostly eat at home, and I made it. My quest in life was to find the finest ingredients that Belgrade has to offer. So I figured that with all the expensive stuff that I buy, like the expensive meat, the expensive cheese, the expensive, like health food type superfood, the fancy apple cider vinegar, the fancy Greek olive oil, and all that stuff, I think I would total around 10 euros a day for my food at home. And this is eating like a king. This is eating exactly what I want to eat. And this is like... Yeah.
That's what's the word? I'm not aware. Yeah. So that's not much. That's not much.
Yeah, maybe it could be 15. I don't really watch my expenses here because I'm making more than I need to live here. So I'm essentially saving money no matter what I do. Mm-hmm. And that's the best thing if you have like a Western style salary here.
Yeah.
Anything, over 1,000 euros, over like 1,500 euros, you're just saving money here. If you get your apartment for 350 and you've got your food for 10 euros a day, and then you can just go out once a week and just spend, buy dinner for yourself and all that stuff. Yeah.
And you can save up a lot. Yeah. As you're saying, with 1,200 euros, that's
but I've actually improved my business, so I'm making more than that, so it's nice. And this is the best value for money in the world. I think it's important that people realize that for a city, if you like the European lifestyle, and you like a city where you can, kind of live your life in English and have a good life as an expat with friendly people, feeling like you're kind of part of the society and part of the city, this is the best value for money, Like, I'd say like Thailand was pretty good too, but as an expat, it's, it could be even cheaper in some places in Thailand.
I can imagine. I visited, but a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's as you're saying, it's cheaper, and But yeah, you have to want to live in if you don't, you have to want to live in that type of environment. It's a different
whereas if
environment.
you're coming from North America or Western Europe, it's like Serbia just offers a lot because it has everything that you have back home, basically. Can you think of one convenience that they don't have here that they have in Switzerland? Because I thought of one.
What did you say, Kin?
Can you think of one convenience, one thing that you...
What does what
like
is
a
that?
normal pleasure of life, like some infrastructure
something
or something.
convenient. Okay, yeah, okay. Uh,
Because I thought of one. It's
Okay, yeah,
it's
say-
called Zipcar. It's
huh?
car rental by the hour, where you'll have like an app or whatever, and you'll be able to go on the app or website and book a car to rent it for 2 hours. And you just wave your card on the windshield. And
In Canada?
Yeah, in Canada. That's where I was. And you could take the car for 2 hours and return it, and it was really easy to use. That's the one thing they don't have here. Renting a car here, usually I have to go to the airport. Usually I have to, take the long bus to the airport and rent a car from there and then drive it back there.
You didn't go to rent. There are some rent.
Yeah,
rental
but
cars
if you want the deals in Belgrade, here's the thing. If you want to rent a car to go out of the city or for whatever reason, you look on a website called like autoeurope.com or a website called kayak.com, and I use them to find the deals. And you can find like, especially in the winter, something like €3 a day car rentals from the airport because there's nobody coming here. Especially now in the time of Corona, it might be cheap for a while to rent a car.
That's quite cheap, €3 a day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So you don't have a car here, or
No,
do you?
I don't.
Because as I understand, people who have a car here now, people in the comments might correct me, but it's fairly cheap to own a car and get it insured. I think it's like 200 or 300 euros a year to get the full insurance and registration for your car. And so if you want to have a car here, I mean, cars here are a little bit more expensive, I think, than they would be in places where they make them, like European Union and all those places.
I heard.
But I think it costs about 200 or 300 euros to rent a car here.
And the only thing that's a little, but I don't know how it works in Canada, and I don't know how it works in Switzerland. Here, depending on the size of your engine, you'll pay accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look on here, gasoline is the same price, pretty much in Switzerland and Belgrade. So that's one thing you have to. Yeah. But taxi.
Oh yeah, taxi.
A taxi, 1 kilometer in Switzerland costs €3.42, and here it's 60 cents.
No, a taxi is yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, if you want to have a lifestyle of taking taxis here, it's very possible to get around like that. But if you live in the center of Belgrade, you don't need to, right?
Right.
That's the magic of it. Like, it's this sort of compact urban center where you can kind of like walk everywhere. I mean, if you're living a lifestyle like I am as a digital nomad, you can pretty much walk everywhere, and like your whole life can be walking, except hopping on a bus sometimes for like 1 or 2 stops. If you want to ride the bus, now I don't condone this, but a lot of people here don't pay for the bus.
That's right. That's right.
And I will say that there have been circumstances in the past where I have not paid for the bus.
Likewise. But I started paying again.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But yeah, it's like, but it's like 89 dinars. I think it is. Is it still 89 dinars for? Yeah, for a ride.
It was. I personally think it was better when they like in the past when you had the an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's how it is now, isn't it?
No.
Really?
Now it's 89 for just one stop.
What?
One ride.
They changed it?
Yeah. It's not the.
I didn't know that. When did they change that?
I think it's been like a couple of years, 3 years at least.
Oh man.
Yeah, before they had this 1 hour and a half.
Oh.
That was way better.
I feel ripped off now.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I was wondering why it did why it did it like that. So if you switch buses, you have to pay twice?
Yep. Yeah, that really is.
And this is why people don't want to pay for the bus, folks.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Anyways, my advice would be, if you ever see a controller on the bus, just get off the bus.
Yeah.
And pretend that they're your imaginary friend that the doctors told you're not allowed to talk to anymore, else they'll put you in the insane asylum. That's the advice I tend to give because yeah, they don't really take their jobs that seriously. But yeah, pay for the bus, guys. It's not incredibly expensive, but yeah, as you said, they changed the system. Now you have to pay for every bus ride, but they do take MasterCard. You can get a little card and top it up, so it doesn't have to be hard. But live in the city center, folks. Get a bicycle from like April until October. This city, although I don't really think it's that safe if you're not a really good cyclist like I am. You have to be super alert and super combative. It's like an adrenaline sport, right? Have you been on a bike yet?
But like a long time ago, I cycled. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice if you're on the on the sort of paths on the bicycle paths. There's constantly pedestrians walking onto it, so it's not really much
if
better.
you're on Branco, you can't go on Gazella Bridge with a bicycle. I think it's too dangerous.
No, you can't do that. But Branco Most is good for bicycles.
Yeah, you can.
Actually, there's this weird sort of bumpiness, but yeah, try to be in a neighborhood where you can walk anywhere. So Dorcholvrachar, the city part of Palilula, all of that is really good for living a pedestrian life. So yeah. Let's talk about going out in restaurants and stuff like that. What's an example of a restaurant you like to go to?
Oh, there's actually a really good one in New Belgrade.
Yeah?
The street is Omladinskih Brigada.
I've heard of the street.
Yeah.
Novi Belgrade is like the alternate universe for me. I try not to go there because it's all flat and I don't like it. But yeah. Okay, so what's the restaurant?
It's called Durmitor. Durmitor.
Okay.
And it's actually really good.
It's Serbian food, I'm guessing,
yeah,
from the name.
it's Serbian food, and it's kind of like I'd call it elegant or kind of
fine dining. Serbian
fine dining, but it's not expensive.
How much does it cost for like you and a friend?
I think you can have for example beef, like sirloin steak.
Oh.
Yeah, like what do you call it? When you put it in something and you leave it to
marinate.
To marinate. Thanks. Yeah. You marinate it in olive oil.
Yeah.
I think it's around 16 euros. 17 euros.
So that's the finest sort of like thing you can get.
Yeah,
here.
you can. Pretty
it
much
tends to be those types of prices. The most expensive dish you can order in Belgrade restaurants would be something like 16 euros, right?
No. You can go to like
okay.
You have yeah.
Well, okay, well, yeah, but
like what do you call it? Beton hala.
Oh yeah. But those places are just for like
showing
fancy
off.
People showing off. But like if you're looking for a nice place to eat, like. I mean, the restaurants I go to, that's usually the maximum price would be 16 euros for a nice steak and stuff.
But this one is really good. Yeah, really quality, and you can have for 9 euros typical dish called teletina. It's like
teletina is spotsacha.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like a slow cooked, right? Yeah, under the ceramic bell or whatever they call it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never actually seen them do it, so I don't know what they exactly mean by ceramic bell, but it's like it's slow cooked, so all the moisture and the
I don't
meat,
know either. The
meat just gets to your tongue and it kind of melts on your tongue.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
And the price is I think like maybe 8 euros.
Yeah, 8 euros.
So that's not much.
This is true right here. That what it says is that meal for 2 people at a mid-range restaurant with courses and appetizers would be about 25 euros or 3,000 dinars. Yeah.
3,000 dinars for 2 people.
Yeah.
At a mid-range restaurant. That's good. That's right. Yeah,
exactly.
That's pretty much.
You would pay 115 francs or 100 euros.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, let's
it says what 115 francs for a mid-range.
Yeah.
I could. Yeah, that's right. That's right. My goodness. Yeah.
Let's switch the city to New York City. New York City. Let's see what New York City has to offer in comparison to Belgrade. I think it would be similar to.
Some things are probably more expensive and some cheaper than Zurich, but they're more or less.
Oh, in New York City, apparently it's $16.75 for a mid-lane. No, $83.
Oh, it's cheaper. $100. So it's a little bit cheaper.
It's a little bit cheaper, but a fine restaurant in New York is like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so what else can we talk about here? I think Yeah, some people might actually want a more, like, some people might come here with children and stuff like that. So how much does that stuff cost? Well, apparently, international primary school here per year costs 6,000 euros. So if you want to send your kids to a nice school where they're speaking English with other kids and having
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 6,000 euros, but that's
For a year.
primary. That's primary school.
yeah, so
Okay, so it's not. It's
yeah, that's a normal. I guess that's the price. That's
So
what I
it's
heard. It's
cheaper
about
than-
500 or 600 euros a month.
it's cheaper.
And I think if you wanted to get a house in a nice neighborhood like Senyak or something, like where
Oh.
lots of those diplomats and stuff live, I think I read that it's about like a 3-bedroom house or something like that is about, I don't know, 1,500 euros, or 3-bedroom apartment is
Probably,
1,500 euros there. So, I mean, compared to like in New York City, yeah, 5,000 or something. Whereas if you want to live in a cheaper neighborhood of Belgrade, which is also the city center, yeah, 3 bedrooms in the city center is 649. But in the cheap areas of Belgrade, it can be really, really cheap. I mean, like, yeah. So, but if you want to live that expat, like diplomat lifestyle, if you want to be like a high roller, going out to dinner, have those stuff, I'd say like if you have a family of like 4, then you would probably need about 4,000 euros a month. If you were like a parent, buying your kid all the toys, taking them to all the birthday parties and stuff like that.
Yeah, probably.
I don't have this experience, but I understand that that's a
most
good
probably
salary for
around
a family of 4. Yeah, 4,000.
Yeah.
And then you would have everything. You'd have a car, you'd have a nice apartment, a nice neighborhood, you'd be sending your kids to the international school and all that stuff. I don't know if anybody's done this.
That's for
Yeah.
yeah 4,000.
But if you
for sure.
wanted to live like a Serbian person does, let's talk about this. Say you had a salary of 300 euros a month. Like a lot of people here do, right?
Okay, yeah, that's
People who work in stores, 300 euros a month, and you want to make it as a single person, you'd probably be looking at finding some deal on the outside suburbs.
for sure. Žarkovo or
Yeah, Žarkovo or, like Bežania or Mirajevo or something like that.
Right.
And you could probably find a small one-room apartment for like 100, 150 euros. If 100, if you knew someone, 150 would be the actual price, I think, for most of them. And then you'd be eating, pretty basic food, like a lot of people here do. Lots of bread, and then, little meat in a tube, and, but even chicken. Like, I bought some chicken today, and the price was 530 dinars for a kilo. So even meat here is not that expensive if you're into that. But if you were eating just vegetables, like, for example, shopping at the piazza, in the months of August and September and October, they're literally giving food away. Like almost like it's like 30 dinars a kilo for some stuff. It's fresh peppers from the farm for 70 dinars a kilo.
Yeah, in Switzerland, like a kilo of apples is 400 dinars.
yeah. Which is like, how much is it here? Apples 1 kilo, so it's 100 dinars. Yeah. And in New York City, everything for food in New York City is really expensive.
How much is it in New York City for 1 kilo
of apples?
Yeah.
$6.
Yeah, so that's I said 4. Yeah, I mean it's even more maybe.
Yeah. So it's like, but because this country produces a lot more agriculture that it can actually eat, so lots of food goes to waste every year. So. Buying food at the market, vegetables and stuff like that, and just all sorts of stuff you can get for really cheap. So I don't think it would be inconceivable for somebody who is on a really tight budget to eat off of like 2 or 3 euros a day if they were really trying.
Yeah, no, it is possible, but 300 euros is like really.
But say you were like really coming here to live like a really. You just like wanted to be an artist or whatever, and you want to live the cheapest possible lifestyle. It would be possible for, let's say as an expat, you'd end up spending 400, 500 euros if you're cutting back on every expense. You can get like 200 dinar haircuts.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and all that stuff. And it's just like, but that's how the local people live here, unfortunately, a lot of them. And you can see how they wish that their country provided for more. So, and this is the thing, do not try to come here and find a job, because it's really hard to find a decent job here, right?
It is, unless unless you work online, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you work for a company that
Internationally funded company.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you said that your dad came here a while ago?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 16 years ago.
And he came here for work and stayed?
Yeah, he worked for a Russian company that was based in Switzerland and Russia.
Yeah.
And then they opened an office here.
Yeah.
And so he worked there, and that's how I kind of moved here. I moved over.
What does he like about the place?
Well, he likes the fact that it's much more laid back. People are way more laid back here.
Than Switzerland,
Than
yeah.
Switzerland, yeah.
Yeah, same as Canada. I think I always say that where I'm from is like the Switzerland of North America, where everything's like so clean, perfect, everybody's so uptight, and and people don't really socialize the same way they do in a place like this.
For sure, yeah. And
what did you want to live here for? Just to be with your dad, or?
my reason, yeah. Well, the thing is, I moved here, like I started living here when I was 17 and a half.
Yeah.
So I was like just discovering, life. I mean,
yeah,
pretty much.
And
my
you learned
late
Serbian?
teens, yeah, and
Serbian girls and stuff?
Friends, yeah. I made a lot of friends. I started dancing. I danced before a little, and I made some friends in the dancing world. And I started making a lot of friends, and people are very sociable here.
Yeah.
So it all happened, and then I kind of, I became attached. Yeah. Kind of to the,
I
to the
think
people. To
it's
the
a similar
culture.
story with me. Like, I just came here a couple times. Then I went back to Canada, and my life was not the same because it didn't have that social interaction. It didn't have that zest of life, right?
Yes.
The magic.
Yes.
So, I mean, in terms of richness of lifestyle, here in Belgrade, you have access to something that's just like, you don't need a lot of money to survive. People don't expect you to spend money, right? You go out with friends and you go to a cafe and stuff. They won't look at you funny if you just say, oh, nothing for me, or I'll just have a glass of water or sparkling water or something, you know?
Unless they drink, they drink like they like to drink.
Yeah.
They might, but otherwise, no. Yeah.
Yeah. But like in a lot of places, it's like not expected that you spend money here to have a good time. That's the difference. Where like
right.
Everything in Canada was like going out with friends and like spending a bunch of money, and I'm fine with it. But if you wanted to live life on a budget and have an even higher quality social life than you can have in a Western country where everybody's got lots of money, this is totally the place.
Yes.
So thanks a lot for the interview, and I hope the viewers enjoyed this. Tell us what we got right, what we got wrong, what we left out. Hey, before we stop the interview, let's talk about medical expenses.
Okay.
It costs about $20 to see a doctor here. It costs, that's like the cost in a private clinic. And if you get the actual insurance that covers that, I don't know how much it costs exactly, but it's affordable. And you can also have government health insurance that pays for your sort of like, it pays for your public healthcare access, where you can just walk into the healthcare. But I just go to the private clinic because it's like $20 to see a doctor, 2,000 dinars. And then the follow-up appointment, last time I checked, was it was like $10, 1,000 dinars.
So wait, you can go to the government, like to the state hospital?
No,
you can't.
I've never been. You can. I could.
Can't?
I
But,
could. I've been paying their fees and my taxes for my income tax. I've been paying that for years, but I never even got the card because every time I was sick, I'm still kind of healthy and young. Every time I needed a doctor, I just went into the private clinic.
Private clinics.
I go to one called Euromedic. It's really
I think Euromedic now gives companies. Oh wait. Oh yes, I'm confused. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, but it's like $20 to see a doctor, and like $10 for the follow up. Last time I checked, and everything is reasonable price in terms of medical. Here, so
I remember what I wanted to say. Some companies, most companies, you go through the state hospitals when you get sick.
Yeah.
But now something it's new that you can. Some companies decide to partner up, have a partnership with private, like Euromedic.
Yeah.
So when you're sick, you go to a private hospital, and it's much quicker and it's better. Yeah.
Now, the only last thing we didn't on the list here that we didn't talk about is electronics and clothes and stuff like that, and consumer goods and all that stuff, which are typically here kind of expensive compared to a lot of places. Like if you want to buy a new computer, the specs will be worse than in a lot of countries. So if you need anything, if you're moving here, before you come here, I would suggest that you basically just bring what you need with you in terms of like a computer, bring it with you, your clothes and stuff, designer clothes, any sort of name brand clothes, just bring it with you. You can get the basics here, and the prices are okay, but anything special, anything beyond that, the price is higher here because of the import taxes. So any consumer goods, if you can bring them when you move here, bring it here. And one last thing, a lot of people still post on the internet that they're trying to ship things to Serbia. How do you ship things to Serbia? The answer to that question is do not ship things to Serbia because the postal system here will extort you for money and your package might get lost. So who knows what will happen when you try to ship things to Serbia, and it will be like a high amount of like 30% at least of the value of the thing taxed.
I had this experience. Yeah.
So someone might send you a gift, like here's my old iPhone or something, and they'll charge you like a third of what that's worth before you even get your hands on it. So yeah, don't ship things to Serbia. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I think we covered a lot. Anything we didn't cover, write in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer that question. So bottom line is, move here if you want the best value for money for lifestyle in the world, I think, in my opinion. When you consider all things like food, quality of social life, quality of, stuff works here, the apartment, just come here and check it out for a little bit. If you don't know if this is for you moving to Serbia, then I would suggest that you just like try it for a month, like rent an Airbnb for a month and just like see where that gets you. Explore the local markets, the local food, the local people, make some friends, and like us, you might fall in love with the place and just want to come back here and live. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.
Belgrade Beat, the pulse of the city.